Here we go, our next chapter in the Willoughbys. Chapter 7, The Melancholy, Tycoon. Let us turn our attention now to the mansion some distance away from the Willoughbys. Tall, thin house. This was Melancholy Mansion, and on the porch of which the Willoughby children had not so long ago left a baby in a basket. Mr. Melancholy, called Commander Melancholy for no particular reason except that he liked the sound of it, lived in squalor. Squalor is a situation in which there is moldy food in the refrigerator, mouse droppings are everywhere, the wastebaskets are overflowing because they've not been emptied in weeks, and the washing machine has stopped working months before, so wet clothes within become moldy. But a repairman has never been summoned, and there is a bad smell to squalor. Squalor has nothing to do with money. Squalor happens when people are sad. And Commander Melancholy was very sad. He had made a vast fortune by manufacturing candy bars. His factory still existed and the money kept coming in because people bought his hugely successful confections by the millions. But Commander Melancholy never went to his office anymore. He stayed in his squalorous mansion where he moped and sulked. He scowled as he ate his stale toast each morning, and he whimpered into his unheated can of soup at lunch. Each evening he dropped tears onto the pizza that was delivered to his porch by prearrangement, and each night he went to bed between his unwashed sheets and sobbed into a stained pillow. His mustache, once bristly and important-looking, was now dingy from grime and stiff from dried-up nose drippings. He was sad because he had lost his wife. He had not actually been very fond of her, but it was sad nonetheless to be wifeless. She had been dull, but tidy and a meticulous lady who had kept the house in perfect, almost too perfect, order. And the commander's true, deep, unending sadness was because he had lost his only child, a small boy, while mother and son had been enjoying, without him, what had promised to be a lovely holiday. Their private railroad car had been buried by an avalanche near the Alpine village 6 years before, and crews of workers had been digging at it ever since, through the towering piles of snow, but had not yet uncovered the wreckage, and for a long time Commander Melancholy had received a daily message about the progress of the search. 7 inches today, but a blizzard has halted operations for the time being, one message had reported. Only 2 inches uncovered today due to fog and several unfriendly mountain goats, said another. The messages had come daily for a long time and then less frequently, but even now, after 6 years, were still slipped occasionally through the mail slot in his front door. He had stopped reading them years before. Each morning that piece of mail with a Swiss postage stamp arrived. He whimpered, picked it up, and added it, unopened, to a stack in the corner. That now reached an alarming height and had, in places, been shredded by mice making nests. Sometimes he looked mournfully at the stack and realized that his meticulous wife, had she not been lost in such a tragic way, would have sorted it, arranged it alphabetically, filed it by date and size, and perhaps even by the color of the stamp. It made him nostalgic to think about how organized he found that he could not recall her name, had been. But enough about sadness. Something had happened, and now Commander Melancholy's life, surprisingly, was about to change. One morning, when he plodded into the hall to pick up the mail, he heard a sound from the porch, and of course, there were often sounds from the world outside, but this was not the usual sound of squirrels gnawing on the wooden railings or pigeons strutting about on the rotting floorboards. He was familiar with those sounds and had ignored them for years. This sound was different. It was a piteous wail. Commander Melancholy leaned over and poked open the mail slot with his index finger. He peered through and saw something amazing. He saw a stubbly-haired baby in a basket. And the baby, startled out of her pitiful wailing by the sound of the brass flap on the mail slot opening, looked up and saw a thick, dirty mustache above it, a tear-filled eye gazing down at her in surprise. She hiccuped and smiled, and slowly the door opened.